so far we keep talking about equilibrium income, right? Y equals to AS. Now, besides knowing that this is called equilibrium income, there's another concept we can gather that when economy is at equilibrium income, S is equals to I. Okay, now study this because in recent years, this is very popular in the exam. An examiner, every time when he comes in to do revision, he tells us our SIM students literally don't study this. He asks me why. Right? I say, no, we teach them, but you all don't emphasize. You all thought it was easy, S equals to I, which is wrong. You have to show the derivation. Okay? So at equilibrium income, we know. Alright? AS equals AE, C plus I plus G. But from this discussion, it can also prove that amount of savings that goes into the banks will result to investment. But this savings is no longer just household. In the economy, there are two groups of people who can save. One is government and one is household. Alright, so we look at this equation, you should be familiar already. But we bring the C and G to the left side. Okay, so look at this equation, y minus c minus g. Why is this equivalent to savings? Okay, then you look at these two concepts. So look at household. Alright, how do we save? Look at this equation. First, we must earn our own income. Okay, then we must add the subsidies, which is known as transfer payment, government gives us. So we cannot say Y plus G, because G can have in other parts, right, on infrastructure, so we can't. So we mentioned that specifically the money that government gives us is known as a transfer payment. We say Y plus TR. So this is my total wealth. But how much do I save? That's known as private savings. Therefore, I must minus my taxes, minus my consumption. So private savings is Y plus TR minus T minus C. Okay? Now, then you go to government. Something new to some of you. Government can save. Right? When you run a budget, surplus. So how do we measure government's savings? First, government also earns revenue, T. Then minus away the TR. Then minus his other planned spending. So you add the two together. Right? You will get Y plus TR minus T minus C plus T minus TR minus G. And you can see the minus T and the plus T will cancel. The TR and the TR will cancel. So what do you left with? You left with Y minus C minus G is your private and public savings. Alright? Okay? And Y minus C minus G, it is known as total savings, I say. Right? Not private, but public. Private plus public is total savings. S equals to I. Right? Okay? So to you, this is very easy. You keep thinking this is Solo's growth model. This is not. This is similar. But now we want to show government plays a role. So this savings is no longer household. There are two sectors, household and government. So when they save, this is S. Okay, and this S is S private with S public. They will give you total savings equals investment. Right? So don't underestimate it. Right? A lot of students merely say S equals to I, S equals to I. Then the examiner will give you 0 marks. Because to him, you merely memorized. But you should show from the start. Equilibrium income, reshuffle the terms, discuss the respective savings, then you can say S equals to I. Okay? So this is examiner's favorite question. A rise in government's deficit. Example, US. Okay, so what is the meaning of government's deficit? It means your T goes down, your G goes up. This is what US government is doing. They want to spend more on healthcare. They want to cut down on taxes. They want to retain the people in US. So in this case, you could see your S public, right, would go down. So you assume that your S private is constant, and therefore your total savings will go down, and investment will go down. Okay, and some of you have heard this is known as crowding out effect. When government spend, right, you actually took away the funds from firms. Investment drop. This is equivalent to the term called crowding out effect. Okay, so when government spend, not only he runs a deficit, but this model itself will show you deplete funds away from the economy, and as a result, firms cannot spend. Right? Okay, so this is part of the intuition. S equals to I. Okay, then part 2, if you have a prolonged recession, means your income drops. Okay, there are 2 parts. You look at your private savings, it will drop. Right? Your private savings will drop. Okay, then for convenience, you assume, right, your C is constant. Right, your private savings is Y minus, in fact, Y plus TR minus your C minus your T. So there is a possibility you save lesser, because the keyword was prolonged. It means your income already dropped. You have lost your jobs, or you have major drop in income. Okay, now not only that, okay, as public, government's savings will drop because G will increase. Okay, government has to spend more, okay, on subsidy, okay, but particularly T will drop. Alright, if people are actually having a low income, they pay lesser GST, they pay lesser income tax. But government has to continue to pay for healthcare, etc. Right? And if people are out of job, they have to pay benefits. So if you have a deep recession, 2 possibilities. Right? That the total savings will drop. Okay, so your total will drop, investment will drop. Now, this model can only be used in a very specific condition. You assume the funds will go into the banks. Right? Okay? But a lot of times when we save or we don't save, it goes overseas. So that cannot be captured in the model. Okay, so you've seen this in year 1 economics, but I just want to remind you, S equals to I is no longer savings by household. They like to test, savings now has household and government. What is the focus? The focus is government. Government is one of the causes for shortage of funds in the country. Right? Okay? Because government actually reduce public savings. So I don't want to overemphasize. When we do tutorial 3, we will go through this again. Right? So